Tuesday, April 16th, 2024, and the first day of Donald Trump's criminal trial in New York has completed. He is on day two. Uh, and The View brought up the fact that Donald fell asleep at the defendant's table on day one, like within an hour of the court proceedings starting. Um, it's funny. Amy Alyssa Fairfellow Griffin says it's kind of out of character because he's usually so high energy. Well, he's also like an Adderall addict. He's usually all hopped up and caffeine coursing through his veins from the 147 Coca Colas he has all day. Like, I'm sure that that the legal team was like just had him gave him some sort of sedative because it's like otherwise you are gonna have an outburst. You can't keep your mouth shut, so we have to sedate you to keep you in line, and that results in him falling asleep. Because of course, yes, he has a short attention span, and he doesn't give a flying fuck about all this legal bullshit. He only cares about keeping himself out of jail. However that happens, it doesn't matter to him. He just wants to bloviate, and he doesn't get to bloviate. Other people get to talk, and he can't handle that. He's gonna tune right out. Um, and I swear to God, he's gonna explode at some point. Um, and must probably like at some point, does he not get reprimanded for falling asleep at the table? But excuse me, Alvin Bragg has already brought contempt of court charges against him that the judge is going to have to rule on because he won't stop tweeting bullshit about potential witnesses, about the court system. Like, he's totally breaking the gag order. So, um, if he's found in contempt of court, um, they're usually fines, but the judge has said you will be remanded to jail if you don't comply. So, I mean, there's a chance he could spend a night or two in the pokey um, for this without even getting convicted, which to me would be just hilarious. I know he tried to use that as being a martyr, but I don't give a flying fuck what he's gonna try to do, um, uh, or how he's gonna try to spin something because everything is gonna be a fucking lie. So it doesn't even matter. You know, justice and the truth is what we should be pursuing, not whatever his reaction is or whatever his stupid little minions reactions are going to be. um it's asinine to think that this is some sort of miscarriage of justice or a political witch hunt. By his own definition, a president should get to be able to do whatever they want without immunity. So by that definition, Biden could have put Trump in jail already, just had him arrested and put him in jail, um, or killed. Like, if Trump believes a president has blanket immunity, then um, it, it, there's a lot worse that could be happening to him than a due process, which he's getting the better deal out of than most defendants in this country. So it's already juicy. Only one day. Apparently, he fell asleep again today, which is just like, oh, hilarity. Um, and uh, Sarah Haynes was all hopped up today. She's like some sort of little social justice warrior gal. She's all on her independent high horse. And this they talked about, I don't know, Travis Kelsey liked something on social media and Instagram, whatever, and backlash, blah blah blah. I'm so tired of cancel culture. It's like, you know what? No one's getting canceled because of one like of one tweet or one photo from 15 years ago. It's when it's exemplary of a pattern of behavior. Um, I think we've gotten past any of that kind of reactionary bullshit. Um, so, calm the fuck down, independent Sarah Haynes. Um, and then the whole question of, is this trial going to matter to his evangelical base? Stop asking the question. No. If they haven't by now given up the fact that he is not in any way embodiment of Christian values, then they're never going to get it. And I don't understand how there could be an independent person that doesn't see the giant dichotomy that's in front of them. Do they need to be reminded? Probably. Um, because again, not everybody pays attention that close of attention to politics or elections, but you'd have to be pretty fucking um, brain dead to not know the existential difference between Biden and Trump. Like it's just it boggles my mind how you could be that um, underinformed. But people don't know where Mississippi is either. Not that it matters. Sorry, Mississippi. Um, but yeah, so I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of Trump train talk um, while this trial goes on, which is great because the more that's in the news every day that he did something illegal. And one of their guests said, as you get into the Stormy Daniels of it all, people will be paying attention. And that's the part that scares me the most. It doesn't scare me, it's just disappointing because it's not the Stormy Daniels of it all, it's the illegality of it all. This whole process of trying to do jury selection, nobody is really interested in that. I am, Sonny is. Um, because the of the ones they dismissed, it's been for a variety of reasons, but there is one guy who stayed on the jury. His answer to one of the questions was, "I believe that you are subject to the law, whether you're a former president, a current president, or a janitor," and he's still in the pool. Um, I think a lot of people just wanted to get themselves out of the deal. There are people that don't want to serve on juries. I would love to serve on a jury. I've been selected twice, and it's been the case has been settled right after jury selection. Well, that's not true. Once was right after the jury selection, and then the second time was when we got to court for the day. The trial was supposed to start. We got sat in the box and told by the judge to go home because they settled. But I don't know. This one's a long one, kind of. Uh, but you know, if I were getting paid by my employer, um, I would 100% want to be on that jury. Um, but who knows? One guy I saw on the news said, you're at the forefront of history, and it's a giant burden, and he didn't want to carry the burden. Oh, okay. Um, anyway, there was also a New York Times writer and author who came on, and they weren't very specific about it. And I can't remember the previous guest who came on to talk about it. It was a an African American guy who was talking about, we need to have a colorblind society, and he got eaten up by Sonny and Whoopi. And so this guy came on and basically said the exact opposite. um he was sort of the antithesis to that conversation, which was really cute. And they didn't rub it in or really bring it up. But I thought that was an interesting sort of sequel to a very contentious interview from a few weeks ago. Anyway, we'll see what day two of the trial brings.